Hello, testing. Good. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Just a super quick writing stream this noon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be live writing as usual, just because I have a meeting in 15 minutes. And it's a meeting for work, so I also want to hold up everybody for work on the people from work on the stream. So what I want to share with everybody today is my writing planner, and this is basically a spreadsheet that I built once I joined ESEG, which is my current employer, because at ESEG I do have publication targets, and I didn't have publication targets before, so I just could merrily go around and write on research at my own pace. Anyway, so basically, the goal of this planner is to make sure that I have 2 or 3 submitted papers every year, right? So this is less of a tracking tool, although obviously it can be used for that, and more of a planning tool, a sort of a strategizing tool. Okay, so here's what I do. Basically, I have a priority for the paper, where 1 is what I'm working on right now, 2 what I'll be working on next, and so on and so forth. And 8 are papers that I would really, really love to work on, but these are, I'm afraid, in the distant future. And 0 are papers that I have submitted and are under review at some journal. Okay, so that's the priority. So I normally work on once. Occasionally, I'll work on 2s as well, because 2s are sort of like earlier stage. So sometimes it's just I just don't have the energy to write, and I need to analyze data, for example. It's just easier, so I'll work on that. But basically the goal is to move papers down the chain, and and for me it's like a real sense of achievement when a paper moves from dark yellow to green. Just means okay. You can breathe a little bit of relief. I do this by academic year, so from September until August. So this academic year I have 3 papers under review already. So so I'm pretty happy about that. Anyway, so that's the first column. That's the priority. The second column is the grade, and this is the journal grade. So in France, journals are classified into 4 grades: 1, 2, 3, and 4, where 1 is best, 4 is worst, and 4 doesn't count for my school. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and basically the idea here is that in reality you don't have one pipeline. You should not think about having one pipeline. You should think about having 2 pipelines. The first pipeline is, you're like really good, solid ideas with, impeccable data sort of papers. Okay. And for me, these papers, let's be realistic, are on a 4 to 5 year cycle. Takes between 4 and 5 years to have a first good version of the paper and have it accepted somewhere. Okay, so it is suicide to base a career on this type of papers, just because the cycles are too long. Okay, so I have two MISQ pieces. One submitted in 2009, the other submitted in 2011. The first was accepted in 2013. The second was accepted in 2017, okay, or 18. So and none of them was rejected. So this takes a while. So that's sort of your first pipeline, and those are my category ones. And then you have the second pipeline, which are category 2 and 3s, and you need to have category 3s because lower quality journals tend to have quicker review cycles, also because sometimes they need the papers a little bit more and so on and so forth. So you need to have 3s in your pipeline. Okay, so at this stage, as you can see, out I have a 1 and 2 and a 3. That's pretty good. And I'm working now on a 1, 2 2s, and 1 3. Okay, actually this is and 1 3. And the only reason I have 2 2s, that is still just a tiny bit risky, is because actually one of my my co-authors are working on this. That's because the gray means I'm not the lead author, so I'm helping but not doing most of the writing. Okay. Progress is how far I am in the paper. These two are quite high because they're actually all of these are revise and resubmits, but these are quite high because I've been working a little bit more on them, and they're easier revise and resubmits than this one. This one is a tough revise and resubmit. But yeah, anyway, so that helps me there, and this is the next target. At this time, my next target is all journals, but it can be a conference, for example. So it's the next place you're going to submit. And then basically I have, every month on top, and then what paper I'm working on. And here again, I'm realistic. I know that I can sort of work on 3/4 papers at the same time. So I discipline myself not to have more than 3 or 4 crosses, at the same time. And then sand is wrapping up the paper. So okay, I can push to 5 if one of them is the sand. Okay, so the way I use this is every month. Basically, what I'll do is, come October, every month I just go and hide the column for that month. So this is what my file looks now, and this helps me think, okay, what am I working on, and helps me plan and check, okay, when will I have my next submission? Is it realistic that I'll be able to submit 2 or 3 more papers this year, right? And here, well, it looks okay, right? So I have a couple more papers due until the end of January. So even if these get delayed 2 months each, that'll be mid-March. So yeah, it will fine. And that's roughly my goal, is to have 3 papers out every year. And the reason is that, 1 or 2 can be rejected. So it's roughly 1 paper every year. So that's the numbers we all work with, right? So that's basically how I use it. And obviously, sometimes things don't really work as planned. So I'll just show you my file from last year. And basically what you see is last year I got some papers seriously delayed. So whenever I need to extend the time that I spend on papers, I'll just basically turn to red, and so you'll see, okay, I got this paper was 1 month late. This paper was half a year late. This paper was 1 month late, should be red, sorry, it isn't. This paper was 4 months late, and this 3 months late, you know, so I mean, again, it just helps me keep track of my work and see what I have done. This is also good for, you know, when you're meeting your head of department for your research evaluation, right? That you can show, okay, so this is what I've been doing this year. This is the level of art journals that I've been prioritizing, you know, and so this is sort of like the effort that that you have put. So last year I actually had an excellent year. I was able to get 6 papers out for review. And fortunately, all of those got a revise and resubmit decision, except the last one, which unfortunately, probably due to COVID, they haven't gone back to me yet. So that's a first submission. Okay, so you know that's it. That's the file. Not much more to tell you. Have this little column here that I didn't speak about. This is out is means I submitted it. RNR are revise and resubmits that I'm working on. Reg are rejections. Basically, they're new papers, but okay, they're not new like this one, which is just coming from the data. They're rejections. I had to submit them somewhere else. You know, and then NS are just not submitted at all, not started at all. Okay, so again, what is this useful for? Helps you plan your year to make sure that you have X amount of manuscripts out by the end of the academic year. Helps you be realistic about what you'll be able to accomplish, and focuses you on having this double pipeline of, you know, the really top quality papers, and then the you know, the category 2 and category 3 papers. And this is really important. I mean, I'm some of you know I'm director of research in my school, and you know, we have like super talented faculty at TSAG, and whenever talented faculty fall behind on their publication targets, it's basically because they're doing the lead author top journal papers. These take a lot of time, so just make sure you have that that pipeline. Don't be afraid of you know, targeting lower categories. Sometimes, you know, you never know. I mean, you know, some of my most cited papers are published in lower categories, so you know that also matters. Your H index and your citation count also matters. So you know, just think carefully about that. Okay. Good. So I'll just go into chat and see if we have some questions. There are no questions, but there are 4 viewers. That's super cool. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining. So I wish you a nice lunch if you haven't had it already, and thanks so much for being on stream. Just to remind everybody, I live stream writing for around 45 minutes at noon. And normally I share some tips and some insights that I've learned. And then at 6 p.m. I tend to be online and play computer games a little bit. Again, opportunity to chat. I'm not a massive gamer, so you would come to learn how to play. So thanks so much. Thanks for saying thanks. Have a good one, guys.